Hey there, I just wanted to make a video on stairs and ladders. I struggled with them for a long time until I stumbled across stair jigs. These are excellent little devices to make and use over and over and over for quick, easy, accurate stairs and ladders. I really hope you find this tutorial helpful.
To create these, the first thing you'll need to do is make a stair jig. I just cut a strip of cardboard and placed some even measurements all the way down it, so I can place my matchsticks as spaces as evenly as possible, and a length of balsa wood to act as a buffer to push the steps into. You just glue them down with any type of glue, but do it as evenly as you can, because the more even these little spaces are, the more even your steps will be in the end. Plus, you only have to make one jig to make many sets of stairs, so it's worth taking time to do it properly. I then put a second lot of matchsticks down because I want to narrow the gap between each one. If your gaps are wider than the actual step, it'll just fall down inside it and you won't get the angle that you need it to sit at. Finally, trim away the excess of the matchsticks, and then you're ready to make your stairs. I'm just using coffee stirrers for my stairs. Cut them as equally as possible. The more equal and even they are, the better the stairs will be and easier they are to make. I did about, I think, 16 of these, 4 from each coffee stirrer. I cut the length for the skirt board, and I'll use that in the jig to rest against the side and push each step into it. You just run glue down it. Put quite a good amount of glue, you'll need it. And then you just slide each step at an angle straight onto the what's to be the skirt board. And that's basically all you have to do. And I would recommend that you let it dry overnight. You need it to be really firm before you try and fiddle with it once it's been put together. You'll have to play around with it a little bit just to get them to sit exactly right, but you'll get there with it. And the same goes for these matchsticks. I just drew a line down to get them all the same length, and then you just lay them into the jig with another coffee stirrer up the side, and yeah, same thing, even easier than the stairs. It's all about just even spacing. Once it's nice and firm and the glue's dried enough to stop the steps wiggling around, you just flip it over and do the same thing. Just glue down the skirt and then slide it in. Let it sit overnight again and stain it with some ink, and you're ready to paint it after that, and you'll have yourself some really easy stairs and ladders. As always, I use the ink because it just soaks into the wood so beautifully and you don't lose any of the grain. I haven't marked any grain into this because they're really rough sticks, but you don't lose any of it when you use the ink. And with the paint, always make sure you put a little blue, a little yellow, a little bit of brown. Instead of just making black and white together for a grey, you want to age it in the way that the environment would age something, and you'd have yellowing and dirt and even, reflection from the sky on paint. All these colours come into it, and that's why I always add these different colours. It gives a very natural aged look. You can immediately see it picking up with the grain underneath. You kind of paint it like it's been used as a roost for seagulls. It looks messy, but it works because it almost looks as though paint has come away from it over time instead of putting aging paint down onto it. And as always, I'm being very rough with it. It's part of the process of making something look natural. Don't be careful with it because it will look cautiously made, which makes it look very, very unnatural in a way you don't want it to. I did 2 light coats of the grey and I found it was plenty for both of these, and they came out looking really nice and aged. I used some soft pencils. This brand of pencil is called Prismacolor. I find they're really soft, they're almost waxy, they're really excellent for colouring everything. I'm now just dirtying it up a little bit where there'd be build up, and you could even do the centre of the stairs all the way down where it would be worn over time. You could put colour on top of this if you wanted to, red, green, whatever you wanted to do to it. Just age it with colour. Same process. The pencils make a really big difference. They bring out the grain of the wood even more. Just keep applying the darker and lighter pencils wherever you like them for the build-up of grime, dirt, whatever you want to do. Just it depends how much you want to age the object that you're drawing on. And that's pretty much it. Very, very easy stuff. I found the stair jig to be one of the most useful things I've ever learned when it comes to building. And I hope that you found this as helpful as I did. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.